Good morning. It's March the 23rd, 2025. And here I am with a Sunday thought. I was just going to say Norma talks. I'm in the wrong day. Oh, well, that's kind of a start. Actually, I was sitting here thinking 2 years ago, I had just go back one day, had my surgery on my arm for the melanoma cancer. I'm still dealing with consequences for that. And it's been a long 2 years in some ways. The last few days I've spent reading Anne McCaffrey's Dragon series books again and thoroughly enjoying them again. And so it's like being dragonfied, flying through space and time. That the interesting thing is, it makes me think of, like, with 2 years now, I have been up and down, like a little bit like a yo-yo, going through therapy, going some days feeling absolutely terrible, and other days feeling like, yeah, I'm coming to the end of this. But then it seems like, for me, every time I think this is it, we've had another setback. I had another setback with my arm here, which is pretty well completed the stage of where I don't have to be going to the wound clinic twice a week. I'm down to once a week, and then I fix it during the week. So it's been a long journey. Like, 2 years doesn't seem like much, but I don't know, that they do say that when you get older, that time seems forever, or whatever. It takes longer when you're younger. The days go by so fast. But they still go fast, for sure. But I was just thinking about, this, like, we're now pretty, I think, past the line of when I think the 21st is when they say spring. So we're 2 days into spring. I was supposed to have a company coming to visit me today, too. And got a text this morning saying, unfortunately, they've been called into work. So, and there's a little bit of a journey. It's not like just down the road or anything. So that will be put off for who knows. Just a time. I've got time to be able to arrange things, but this person has to work schedules, etc. And a few hours drive for sure to be here. But that's kind of what I'm beginning to look at, is like, I have been feeling stronger. In fact, a few days ago, I felt, oh, I feel like myself. And then, of course, next thing, 2 days later, I go, oh my goodness, I don't have any energy again. So what happens to the energy levels that go in and out? And recuperation is a very, very interesting thing that you go through, because in your mind, it's like, everything's healed, everything's fine, you're doing great, etc. And then you get a call saying the doctor wants to talk to you because of your last blood test. Okay. Or now it's time to go back over to the oncology clinic just to do another regarding blood checkup. So life goes on. And that's one of the things I've learned a long time ago, but especially in this last 2 years. And that's why I have to say that doing my little shows, I know the numbers aren't great, etc., but everyone who comes, I so appreciate you, because it's given me a goal to get myself organized and do the best I can throughout all this. Once I started, it was like, yes, how do we keep going? The aftermath seems to just never be stopping, like the whole thing on my arm, that everything else. But anyway, we carry on because that's the thing we can do. So today, sometimes I pick up the little, the God box insight cards. And today we have ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find. And I'll just show this clearly to you, because that's an old saying. It comes from the Bible, I believe. It says Jesus, so I presume that's where it's from. So it's like, but do we ask? And if we ask, what are we asking for? I was just contemplating as things go, are we asking for better? Are we asking for more? Are we asking for opportunity? What are we actually asking for? Do we know? And of course, it steps into and works with the element of goal setting. And I will admit, I am doing some contemplation as to what I want to do because I am feeling better in the sense of energy, mostly, most days. I'm looking at what do I want to do next? Where do I want to go from here? What do I want to create? And I have to smile because actually, I have been waiting and waiting and waiting to do the numbering, my bookkeeping, because I've always done my own bookkeeping uh, because it's tax time. And when I had those really good days, I was able to sit down and get all that done. So we're like 97% completed. So I can take it and send it off to the accounting people to put my income tax in. But it's like being able to not overdo it at this point of time, not push too hard, not to just to keep it steady, but also do things that you love to do, which is what I love to do is teach, talk, give all the elements of what it is. I just had to look at the other end of it, and it says up your acceptance level. I love myself. I am now willing to receive my good. And that is one of the elements. And let's talk about that. I'll put that really close because it's the little lines that are the important one there. Receiving my good. When I was studying metaphysics, 8 years, I studied through Metaphysical Center. And went all the way to being an official minister. In fact, I only just gave up my ministry license just this year, actually. But we ask for your good. So in order for the universe, we'll say the universe, God, if you will, I don't usually use that word too much at all, but to ask the universe for what you want, you have to be ready to accept what you could call your good, to bring into your life what specifically you want, how you want it to be, what it is that you want to say. So it's like, do you up your acceptance level or do you leave it little? I have talked about many times about how in my life, when it seems like I was down and out, things weren't working well, all of a sudden miracles happened. Did I sit down and ask specifically for them? Probably not that I totally remember, but it's like I always would pray for my highest and my best. What is my highest and best? Sometimes that didn't look great, but what it did would lead into more understanding, more growth, more awareness. And people forget that when you're on a spiritual path, when you are wanting to understand more about the larger picture or the larger connection, ask for your highest and best. I used to, be part of my daily prayer was for my highest and best and duck. Then I duck. Because in order to get to your highest and best, sometimes you have to clean out the muck. I don't know if it's the best way of putting it, but it's like things where maybe your thinking isn't the best or your expectation isn't the best. It's kind of like, oh yeah, right, whatever it'll take. And it's like, how are you going to know what that is if it's not brought to your face right here? And so it's like asking for your highest and best. Ask to be shown the path. Ask to be shown how, what, when, and where. And the thing is, it does happen and occur. Now sometimes, and I have to talk from experience, I get a little lazy. And although I have some specific things I do say when I go to bed at night and things like that, and I have my list of affirmations that I created for myself that I sometimes don't say for quite a while, etc. It's like sometimes things and I think we all do that. We get kind of, well, whatever we've done, and we let it go. And then all of a sudden you realize, hang on, what's going on here? Things are not falling into place where they usually do. And that is because you have gotten away from the track of allowing the universe to work for you, allowing however you perceive that energy that's there and whatever you call it, because people call it, there's so many religions out there. There's so many different names. And I don't really, it doesn't matter what you call it, as long as you understand that there is a force in this universe that is there for you to work with. And it's like on this other side, ask and you shall receive. Are you asking? And how are you asking? It's kind of like sometimes, how do you ask it? Well, if you're not busy, think of me, down. No. Here I am. Bring to me what is the highest and best for me at this moment, because then I can see what I need to do to get where I need to go. Because I'm contemplating certain things in my life right now. And it's like, I need to have clarity. So bring me clarity, please. Bring me what it is I need to know specifically. What is the most important? How it works. Now, I'm lucky I've got some tools here I can use to help specify in. But I do a lot of thinking and contemplating and asking to be shown more. And so people will write, people will phone, people will text, people will email. And in that sense of what's happening in that end of things in life, I get to sense what is the most important thing for me to be able to pay attention to and to look at and to do. And so as we come deeper into spring towards summer, I may be doing a little bit more experimenting. A lot of it has to do with my energy, I'll agree. A lot of it has to do with certain appointments that this week I'll be doing to find out what they say. And then I'll be able to make some plans, because that's what I'm working towards, making a plan for the summer months. I do want to take a vacation. I do want to go away a little more. So there's a lot of things to consider that I'm doing at this moment. I'm a traveler. I have traveled a lot in my life. And of course, for the last 2 years, I haven't really been able to do that. It's only now I can drive to places maybe 2.5 hours from here and back. I was so weak in some respects. But anyway, that's past. It's back there. Where I'm heading now is where we're going, but I also know I can't overdo it, because it's very easy when you're rebuilding your system to overdo it. And then it's, the old saying, 1 step forward, 2 back, instead of saying 2 forward and 1 back. Anyway, that's my Sunday thought today. Ask and you shall receive, and seek and you shall find. Figure it out. What is it you really, really want? What do you want to achieve? What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? Because life awaits, believe me. And the energy that is there that supports you, your highest and your best, ask for it. Don't be surprised if what comes doesn't look like the highest and best, but it clears the pathway. It allows the highest and best to arrive with ease and grace. And so that will conclude my talk. But before I go, I'm just going to say hi to Karen and hi to Yvonne, and wish you and thank you for being here. And we'll talk soon. I'll be back on tomorrow night for Mental Mind Treatments. Those are going really, really well. If you haven't tuned in on Monday night at 7 o'clock BC time, you might want to. If you've got anything out there, it's always interesting. And we have, it's just diverse and so many great things come out of that. Anyway, you have a good day and enjoy your week. Bye now.